Okay, so we're back under the truck today, and order of the day is transmission filter and fluid replacement. So if we look up here, we find our pan, and all the way around the pan you've got these little bolts holding it on. So pretty simple operation. Grab the appropriate size socket, and you just get to work loosening these all the way around. And before I start to let that down, I'm going to actually drain from this handy little drain plug right here. Not all models of vehicles have a drain plug on the transmission pan. So I'm very happy this is here, because that's going to allow me to drain most of the fluid out, which will avoid making a mess when we get to it. And of course, again, being a Chevy, they have different size bolts for everything. So it's a different size bolt for the pan bolts as is for the drain plug. So we'll go ahead and get the right size. Okay, so I think this is a metric. This is actually a 5/8. Hopefully it'll be close enough to bust this guy loose without rounding anything. Otherwise I'll have to go buy another drain plug for this like I did. Well, that's not going to work. So 5/8, slightly too large. It's probably like a number 15 or 16 millimeter. Let's go see. So GM, you've beat me. It's not a 9/16, it's not a 5/8, it's not a 14, it's not a 15. I'm pretty sure it's like, oh God, whatever's in between, like 14.5 millimeter. And you can see I'm trying. I didn't even try to hammer it on like I did the drain bolt on the oil pan in a previous video. I'm gonna try the vice grips next. I'm gonna round the crap out of this thing, but we're gonna get it off eventually. Okay, so a 15 millimeter socket actually feels pretty good on there. It doesn't move much. If this doesn't work, it has to have been like a 14.5 millimeter. So let's see. And of course, somebody over tightened, as always. So really risk rounding it off. Oh my goodness, yeah. It's gonna want to round off. I'm gonna hit it with some WD-40 and let it sit for a while. Okay, so I've got this thing. It's a socket. I probably ran into a Chevy years ago, and this socket is supposed to be able to conform to different sizes. These little push pins push in and conform basically many different sizes. So the idea is, maybe will that do the trick? So let's see if I can get this thing on my ratchet. Where did I leave my ratchet? Seriously, some engineer somewhere's laughing his butt off because he succeeded in turning, for this particular average Joe, a 5-minute job into just a ridiculous exercise in, well, whatever you want to call it. So you got to get this thing on there like dead center, which is hard when you're using one hand on the phone to videotape. I don't have my camera girl here, camera lady. Oh, that might work. I'm gonna have to set the camera down. Well, I resorted to a chisel, and you can see I actually got good strikes on it at an angle right here, glancing blow. So I dug in real good in this mild steel and got lots of good strong hits on it, and I got a couple more on this side, and by golly, that thing is so tight in there it don't want to come. So if you remember at the beginning of the video, I said, boy, it's nice, it's got a drain plug. I can get some, I can get it out and won't make such a mess when I lower the whole pan. Well, guess what? Now I'm pretending, basically, this pan doesn't have a drain plug. So I'll just go around, loosen all these bolts up, tip one side down, let the fluid come out, and we'll go from there.